You know what? There's some things, some words, more words, that I'm just tired of hearing. And today, while I'm out here on my trip to the range, I figured I would talk about it. I got a new sight for my AR, and I wanted to try it out, see how it works. So, first word that I am sick of hearing: trauma. Why is it that now people are convinced that everything is trauma? Just because somebody told you no once, just because a guy maybe yelled at you once, if you were traumatized by that, you're a child. And that's not on anybody else to do or to deal with. That's on you. It's not trauma. You just didn't like it. Healing journey. Why is everything got to be a healing journey? I'm on my healing journey. You were never hurt. I swear, most of the people that I see say this are more than likely just somebody that has a victim complex, thinks that everybody's out to get them, and that everybody hurts them. It's almost like this BPD mindset has been glorified. Everybody that says no or sets a boundary or does something you don't like hurt you. That is a you problem. You're not on a healing journey. You're on a narcissistic little bullshit journey. Next up, gaslighting. My God. Everybody this is one of the most overused and incorrectly used words I've ever seen in my life. Maybe somebody says, I don't like apples. And then later on, you're like, you said you don't like apples. And they're like, no, I didn't say that. I love apples. That's gaslighting. But if somebody just states some facts that you don't like, that's not gaslighting. Nobody's gaslighting you if they're telling you the truth. And y'all need to learn the difference. I hit that can every time. I think it's zeroed in. Next little batch of words. We're going to be using this shotgun that I bought. Move my next word is cult. Everything is a cult now. I do believe that, sorry if you are one, I think the red hat wearing MAGA guys, so of course I said I don't like MAGA before, I think that's kind of cultish. Now, do I think that Trump supporters and Trump voters are cult? No. Ready to fire. Haven't fired it yet. Hope it doesn't explode. It definitely kicks more than I thought it would. Let's try that again. Whoo! Boy, this thing's got some oomph. I love it. A cult. You could Google it. You could Google the definition. And it really comes down to, everybody thinks religions are a cult. They're not. You're free to leave. You're free to change political position. That means it's not a cult. Cults don't want you to leave. They get you in for life, and they take advantage of people who are weak in the first place. And that's just not what politics and religion does. A lot of people also think that the gun community is a cult. We're not. We just like having fun. Damn! This thing is a monster. I think I'm out now. I got one more left. All right. So, next one. Phobia. Oh my God. How many times do I have to see somebody online after you say something simple? Like, you'll say something like, well, men shouldn't be going into women's spaces. We shouldn't have trans women in sports like boxing and beat the crap out of women. That's not okay. And when you say stuff like that, you're called a transphobe. I'm not scared of trans people. I have trans friends. I'm not scared of anybody. That's not phobic. Phobic means you're a fear. Nobody's scared of it. They're just calling bullshit and drawing lines where lines need to be drawn, brother. This thing's great. Simp. Now here's the thing about simp. I'm going to move my chair closer. The thing about simp is this. A lot of people call people simps when they aren't actually simps. I've been called a simp by guys online who have been convinced by this fucker Andrew Tate that simply caring about your girlfriend is simping. That's not simping. I have simped before. I've talked about BPD girl, where I was not setting boundaries. I basically did whatever she wanted me to do because she was super hot and very beautiful, and I was in love, and I was ignoring red flags and paying for everything. That is simping. I have done that before. But it is not simping to buy your girlfriend some flowers. It is not simping to plan trips for your girl. If you're getting something out of the relationship, if she's giving you effort back, and you're putting effort in, you're getting something back, you're putting effort. I'm not talking about just sex. I'm talking about emotional support. I'm talking about love back. If you're getting it back, that's not, you're not simping. You're just being a good man. You're being a good boyfriend, being a good husband. I got this gun here. I've had it for a while. Daria DY9. I put a compensator on the end of it here. Typically, when you put a compensator on, you have to lighten the spring in the slide, but I couldn't do that because it's kind of a proprietary slide, even though this is a Glock 19 clone. They made their own damn slide, so I can't lighten it up. So we're going to see if this comp actually works. I'm not holding out too much hope, but maybe it will. Oh, it cycled. It cycled. Let's do this. Sweet. Let me empty my firearm because I don't want to accidentally shoot because I'm not completely concentrating on the gun at the moment. So I'm putting these in the same category. Alpha and beta. If you think that you're a guy, you think you're an alpha, you're a little bitch. You're insecure. You're trying to show off. You're lying to yourself. You're gaslighting yourself. There's no such thing as alpha and beta male. Now, there are guys that know how to take charge. There are guys, what you call the commander personality, which is ENTJ. That's actually Myers-Briggs personality types. I can make a video about that. There's guys like that. Obviously, there's guys that can take charge. There's guys that are confident in themselves and know how to handle situations. That doesn't mean you're an alpha, you know. And beta is basically the opposite of that. They just lay down and let people walk all over them. And they're also insecure. They're kind of the same person. They just act different. Now, the problem with this is that it doesn't exist. But since online, we've started calling everybody alpha, beta, sigma. It's stupid. But since we've started calling people this so much online and it's become an archetype and a stereotype, it's kind of made itself real. But I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm just glad the gun works. It's good. The hot brass landed on my shoulder there. Mag dump whatever's left. What am I tired of? What's a word I'm tired of? Man keeping. This one's kind of new. Man keeping. This is something that feminists have come up with. So you know I don't like it. They demand men that are emotionally open, emotionally available, emotionally secure, whatever you want to call it. 65% of men say that when they opened up to a woman emotionally, they were shamed for it. They could have been bullied for it. It was used against them as ammunition in an argument later. This happens so much. Feminists Call that man. They don't want to be your emotional support because you're a man. They demand that you be emotional. And then when you are emotional, they call you a baby. They say they don't want to mommy you. They don't want to be your mom. They don't want to take care of you. They don't want to be your emotional support. Then, bitch, don't ask for an emotional man if you're going to shut him down when he does open up to you. That's what women call man keeping. They don't want to be good partners. They don't want to be there for you when you need them. If a woman ever uses that word, dump her ass because she's a piece of shit. She's gonna take advantage of you. Period. Another word I hate: mansplaining. Ladies, y'all need to chill, okay? I get it if, say, you're a woman and you're a rocket scientist and a man tries to explain what he just found on Google as if he knows more than you. I get why it could annoy you. I do. But here's the thing. Most of the time when men are mansplaining, we're just happy. We're talking about something we actually like. That's it. Just let us talk. Let us be happy. It's not fucking hard. It is not hard to let a man be happy. Men like explaining things. If we like something and we know something about something, we want people to know about it. We want people to know that we know things. That's just how men are. There's nothing wrong with that. Why are you fucking offended at a man knowing something and explaining it? If you know it already, you could just say that. Like, oh, okay, well, I knew that, but you don't have to be a bitch about it. Let men be men. Let men be happy. It's not fucking hard. You miserable. Diversity. I think diversity is a good thing. I had to let my gun cool off. It was in the sun. So I think diversity is a good thing, but it doesn't need to be everywhere. It doesn't need to be everywhere. It just doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm a nerd, okay? I love Lord of the Rings. I really do. But then they made Rings of Power. Now this is a this is a show that's set in the Lord of the Rings universe with established characters and lore and races and everything. And what did Rings of Power do? They went and just shoehorned a bunch of different races and quite honestly disabilities and traumas and all this other bullshit into the story where it didn't fit, and it was really jarring and weird. Tim Burton had to defend himself one time on somebody was trying to call him out for not having a bunch of different races in his movies, and it's like it's only white people in your movies. He's like, well, I don't remember what he said, but I looked at that and I'm like, what? He's white. He probably spends more time around white people than anybody else. And when you do that, it gets in your head and that's what you write. That's what you write. You write based on what you know as a creator. Nobody fucking asks. I actually, somebody did ask Jordan Peele one time if he would ever make a movie with like white characters or about white characters. And he's like, no, I'm not interested in doing that. And everybody was completely cool with that. So, because I mean, he's a black guy. He does great movies. Get Out, Us, Nope, all amazing movies. He's an amazing writer and director. Okay, I love his movies, and he's completely right. If you're not interested in doing something, it's not gonna be good. Jordan Peele, good, do that. I commend you for just straight up being honest and saying I don't want to do that. These woke white women that demand diversity everywhere. They demand it. Why? Just watch different stuff. That's diversity. I grew up watching Family Matters. And Martin. Family Matters and Martin in Living Color. God, man, I don't remember In Living Color. That was an amazing show. And it wasn't very diverse. But the crazy thing is, that show is where Jim Carrey got his start. If you've never watched In Living Color, I implore you to please watch it because, oh my God, it is hilarious. I don't know if it's on streaming, but that's where Jim Carrey got his start. The Wayans brothers, the guys that do all the Scream movies and Don't Be a Menace to South Central when you're drinking your juice in the hood. Peak comedy right there. So they weren't about diversity. They were about who's funny. Who's funny? If you're funny, you fit in the cast. Everybody else on that show was black. They didn't give a fuck about diversity. It was the 90s. They went by who fit, who was funny. Because diversity is shallow. Talent is rich. That's a good one. I'm done for today. Got to drive back home and get some food. Go have a good one.